learning today. We're going to start our unit 1-1, talking about variables and expressions. Our learning target today, you can translate between numerical and algebraic expressions. That's what you're going to be able to do after today. So you need some important vocab words. Variables. A variable is a letter that represents a number. So some different variables would be x, y, a, b, z. Those are all letters that can represent a number. Okay, so a variable is just a letter. Most of us we get that impression back even in elementary school. Like, hey, I know when there's letters in math, it's a variable or it's an algebraic thing. Numerical expressions have no variables. So an example of a numerical expression, it would be like 1 plus 2. That's numerical. Okay? No equal sign. Expressions do not have an equal sign. Only equations do. So there should never be any equal sign. 4 minus a negative 5. That's a numerical expression. 0 plus 3. Those are all examples. There's no variables. An algebraic expression then has variables. So your learning target, part of your learning target today is being able to identify between numerical and algebraic. So an example of an algebraic expression would be x plus 4. It's an expression, it has a letter, variable. 3x, that's an algebraic expression. X over 5 minus 2, that's an algebraic expression. So any kind of expression that does have a variable. Notice that expressions have no equal sign. Okay? Expressions have no equal sign. Equal signs are only with equations. This page you're going to want to reference quite a bit, I can almost guarantee it. I see kids utilizing it all the time. Because your learning target is you can translate, which means you must know the vocab words associated with the 4 main operations: adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing. So you need to know what kind of vocab words are associated with that. Addition, you have more than, you have some, you have increased by. What do you think, class? What do you think is the most popular vocab word for addition?
Add.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, why didn't we write that down? Yeah, duh. Add. But which one do you think as 7th, 8th, 9th graders, which one do you think they would use the most? Which one sounds the fanciest?
More than some.
Some. Some is the one that we will use the most. Yep. Another one that we'd use the most, increased by. Increased by something. Okay? Subtraction. Here's some vocab words aligned with subtraction. Fewer than, less than, minus, difference. 2 of them are most popular for your grade. What do you think they are? Okay, yep.
Less than
Put like 2 hearts or whatever you want by less than. That is the most popular and the most difficult for students to master. Less than is the most popular choice. And then what am I thinking? Difference is also the most popular. Okay. Multiplication, we have product. Twice, like twice a number would mean you'd go 2 times something. Times, this beautiful word of means multiply. Like 3/4 of a number would be 3/4 times x or something like that. Which one do you think is the most popular? Jada.
Product.
Yeah. Product sure is, and guess what? So is of. Okay, vocab words with division. Quotient, divide, a third, half. What do you think is most popular? Tell someone next to you. Leah, what do you think? Quotient is the most popular. Heck yeah, quotient is the most popular vocab word for your age group. Okay? Quotient. The quotient of a number and 5 would be like x divided by 5. Okay? You don't use this anymore. Not at your age, no. Division is a fraction. Okay? Yeah, fractions are great. All right, next page. Flip it on over. Here we're getting to the heart of my learning target. Remember it says I can translate between numerical and algebraic expressions. So now we're going to translate. That means I'm given a word phrase, I want to turn it into an expression. Okay? 5 more than k. What does more than mean? Add. So it should be like that, right? 5 more than k. So you could go 5 plus k, or k plus 5. 5 more than k. So what I do when I handle this, if you don't know the vocab words, look at that front sheet of paper. But what I do is I look at the vocab word and then say, hey, what does that mean? Okay? All right, this is the tricky one. The next one is. And let me talk you through it and then give you the trick that a 7th grader gave me last year. If we have 9 less than k, well, here's my vocab word, less than. And less than means subtraction, right? Less than means subtraction. Well, if I have 9 less than k, I need to have k first before you take 9 away. The most common thing, kids do this. This is no. No, don't do it. Okay? What is 7? I always struggle, like how can I help my kids remember that when you have less than, it goes second. And it was one of my students last year that said, hey, I know how you can tell them. If it's less than, you think less important. If you're less important, you're going to go second. If it's less important, it goes second. So 9 less than k, if 9 is less than, it means less important, put it second. Okay? I love that trick. I said, oh my gosh, it's genius, I'm going to use it all the time. You only put it second if it says less than. Why minus 10? What does minus mean? Subtract. Do I have to put it second? No. You only put it second if it says less than. So this is just why minus 10. Quotient. The quotient of t and 9. What does quotient mean? Yep.
Multiply.
Quotient, check again. Divide. So quotient means divide. So we do division with a fraction as 7th graders. So the quotient of t goes on top, 9 goes on bottom. Or you could do a slash. T slash 9, that's quotient too. Please don't do this. Okay? I want you to challenge yourself. This is not wrong. This is not wrong at all. It's just not age appropriate. You are older now. You do older style math. Okay? All right. The product of 7 and 14. What does product mean? Multiplication. So we're going to go 7. I do multiplication like this. This is a parentheses. 7 parenthesis 14. That means 7 times 14.
Can't you do the little dot?
Yes, or you can do the little dot. 7 little dot 14. Or you can do an asterisk. That's a pretty little star. 7 asterisk 14. Do not do 7 x 14. Because now we're getting to be algebra students, this, you read it as 7x14, which doesn't tell you much, okay? It says there's a variable in there. So, you use parenthesis, dot, or asterisk. Got it? All right, here is a tricky one. 10 less than the product of 4 and f.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, 10, right? 10 less than. I have 2 different vocab words here. What do you got?
Multiplying goes first.
Multiplying goes first. How do you know that?
Because in order of operations, n comes before each.
Oh, that's awesome. Good job. According to order of operations, you have to multiply first. And also remember that trick I just told you today. When you have less than, it means it's less important. So you have to put this second. Okay? And then product, what does product mean? Multiply. Product means multiply. If you don't know, you look at that front page. So you can go 4.f minus 10. 4 asterisk f minus 10. However you want to show multiplication. Not 4 times f minus 10. See how that looks more confusing with the x as the times? No. I don't want that. 10 less than the product of 4 and f. I think this next example is an 8th grade level example. I'm just going to cross that out. Okay, flip your page. Okay. This is my learning target for you. Given a word or an algebraic expression, can you make a word phrase? So I want you to take a moment and try to make a word phrase for each of the situations. All right, so I went ahead and wrote down my word phrases for the following algebraic expressions. Scoot to that next page. Last page of translating. This one we do not have to do. That's 8th grade stuff, yeah? So, to translate K dozen eggs. Well, how many eggs are in 1 dozen?
12.
12, so it would be 12 K.
Baker's dozen.
Unless you have a baker's dozen, that would be 13. The value of 7 dimes.
70 cents.
70 cents. So 70 cents looks like this, right? 0.70. And then you times that by 7 of them. Notice how I use times. I put parentheses. You could have went 0.70 dot 7, but I just feel like that looks a little confusing to me. 0.70 asterisk 7, that's not as bad. I can understand that a little bit better. But the x gets weird. Yep.
Could you use 7 with an exponent of 10?
7 with an exponent of 10. No, because 7 with an exponent of 10 is like 7 to the 7 times 7 times 7 times 7. So it's way too big. Last one, the number of days in K weeks. How many days in 1 week? 7, and then there's K of them. Okay? And we are done.
100